It began with laughter. The kind that slithered through comm channels like venom, cold, confident, alien. The Kari Dominion's flagship Vorkesh floated above the human colony of Lysara 4, its sleek hull glinting under the system's twin suns. Below, cities burned, oceans boiled. The planet's last distress beacon had gone silent minutes ago, swallowed by the static of ion storms unleashed from orbit. The Kari commander Vorthal leaned back in his throne of bone metal and watched the feed. Human civilians running, soldiers dying, children clutching the ashes of homes. His translator hummed softly as he spoke to his gathered captains. Do you see them? Fragile, soft. They build with glass and cry when it breaks. The humans call themselves civilized. I call them ornamental prey, laughter echoed. Hundreds of Kari ships surrounded Lysara like vultures around a carcass. When the last human defense gun went silent, Vorthal stood, broadcast it to their central world. Show them what happens when cattle defy kings. He didn't know that someone, somewhere, on a distant blue planet, was already watching and recording every second. The Empire's mockery. For the next 12 standard cycles, the Kari feasted on their victory. Lysara's orbit became a scrapyard of human vessels, museum pieces for alien tourists. They sold the planet's survivors into servitude across their empire. In their archives, humanity was written down as broken stock. In their taverns, Kiari jesters mocked Earth's supposed weakness. Earthlings make fine miners, one said, laughter spilling across the table. Or furniture, another sneered, tapping the polished skull of a human officer now used as a decorative stand. The Dominion Senate convened once more, deciding that humanity's trade routes would be annexed. The Terrans will bark, said a senator, but they will not bite. They are sentimental creatures, bound by morality. Their weapons are outdated, their fleets minimal, their courage quaint. Across the galaxy, few disagreed. After all, the humans had been quiet, too quiet. Earth sent no response, no fleet, no declaration. Their ambassadors fell silent. Their colonies dimmed their lights. Their transmissions ceased. It was as if the species had folded, vanished into mourning, but those who knew Earth, truly knew. Earth felt something beneath that silence. Tightening, a coiling, the calm before the detonation. The day the sky went dark, the Dominion's first hint came, not as a fleet, but as a shadow. A Kari outpost on the rim of their territory detected something. Faint distortions in subspace. A formation, massive, silent, running dark. At first they thought it was debris. Then the debris turned. Thousands of ship signatures appeared at once, silent, black, and cold. Each one bore a single symbol, a blue sphere wreathed in white light, the insignia of Earth. The outpost commander panicked, sending a distress signal across the sector. It reached only half a sentence. The humans. Then came static. Within an hour, 6 Dominion outposts vanished. No debris, no escape pods, no survivors, only silence, and the faint echo of ion drives fading into the void. By the time the Senate convened in alarm, it was too late. Across the galactic maps, hundreds of human fleets emerged from the dark. Dreadnoughts kilometers long, carriers carrying swarms of gunmetal shadows, battleships pulsing with the red glare of vengeance. The humans had not gone quiet in fear. They had gone quiet in preparation. When Earth spoke again, every Dominion world received the same transmission. It was not a plea, not a warning. It was a recording from Lysara Bar. The screams, the fire, the laughter of Vorthal. The last words of a dying colonist whispering, "If anyone hears this, tell Earth." Then came a voice, human, steel-edged and cold. "Earth has heard." And then the stars turned black. Within a day, human fleets appeared over 7 Dominion worlds simultaneously. They didn't demand surrender. They didn't broadcast terms. They simply began. Cities were vaporized in beams of silent light. Kari warships disintegrated before their weapons could even lock. Planetary shields that had stood for millennia crumbled under the concentrated fury of human mass drivers. They called them planetfall fleets. Every ship in formation was autonomous, linked by neural AI networks, moving like a single organism. From orbit, they dropped something new. Black arcs, atmospheric carriers that unfolded mid-fall, releasing legions of soldiers wrapped in dark adaptive armor. They didn't speak. They didn't hesitate. They landed like meteor storms and moved with machine precision. The Kari fought back. But every tactic, every frequency, every strategy had already been studied, anticipated, countered. The humans had not just come for victory. They had come to erase. The war of shadows, The Dominion fleet gathered at last near their capital system, amassing their remaining strength. 6,000 warships, 12 fortress worlds, and the pride of their empire, the Spear of Cthulhu, a world-killer dreadnought the size of a moon. Vorthal himself commanded it. He stared into the void and waited for humanity's armada. "Let them come!" he roared. "Let these soft creatures taste war. We have slain titans before." But what emerged from the dark was not a fleet. It was an eclipse. Tens of thousands of human ships emerged in perfect silence, wave after wave, filling the sensors until even the Dominion systems could no longer count them. Their hulls reflected no light. Their drives left no trace. They moved like a storm-given form. As the first beams cut through the black, Vorthal finally understood. Humanity had not come as conquerors. They had come as executioners. The Spear of Cthulhu opened fire, its supercannon lancing across the void, vaporizing a dozen human destroyers. But for every one destroyed, 100 advanced. Then the sky tore open. Human dreadnought Erebus deployed the solar lance, a weapon so vast it bent light around its core. A single shot pierced the spear from bow to stern. The dreadnought's core erupted in silence, imploding into nothingness. Before sound could even travel, Vorthal's last sight was the reflection of Earth's emblem on his own shattered command, glass, and the shadows, endless human ships blotting out the stars above him. When empires fell silent, the war lasted 3 days. On the 4th, the Kari Dominion ceased to exist, every command node gone, every fleet dissolved, their archives erased, their worlds sterilized by orbital fire. Humanity didn't occupy. They didn't colonize. They left behind only markers, metallic obelisks engraved in every language known. Here stood those who mistook mercy for weakness. The galaxy watched in horror. Entire civilizations that had once mocked Earth now turned off their beacons, locked their borders, and prayed they would not be noticed. A new phrase spread through the outer systems, whispered in bars, coded in transmissions, carved into the hulls of ships like a warning and a prayer. Do not make Earth remember. Because they had seen it. The scale, the fury, the cold resolve. Humanity's fleets no longer traveled in visible formations. They moved through the dark, unseen, until it was too late. Wherever they went, stars themselves seemed to dim, and those who had called humans fragile now called them something else, entirely. Shadows, avengers, ghosts of a world that had learned patience too well. The whisper in the void centuries later. Travelers still tell the story of a time when a species called humans were thought weak, soft, emotional, fragile, and how their silence became the loudest scream the galaxy had ever heard. They say that if you stand on the edge of the Lysera ruins today, you can still see them. The shadows crossing the stars, fleets that left and never came back, guarding something unseen. And in the archives of every major world, a single phrase remains stamped into the forbidden records of that dark age. They thought Earth weak until our shadows covered stars. Because the truth was never about strength. It was about memory. Humanity remembers every cruelty, every injustice, every flame lit against their kind. And when they rise, the stars themselves hide. Epilogue. The price of provocation. Admiral Juno Kale stood on the bridge of the Erebus II, centuries after the war. Outside, the void stretched endless, beautiful, and quiet. Behind her, the AI spoke softly. Signal detected. Kari distress call. Faint, ancient, possible survivors. She watched the starfield in silence. Then almost gently she whispered, "Let it fade." The stars glimmered once more. The fleet turned away. Earth had no need for war anymore. But the galaxy would never forget the day humanity's shadows covered the stars, and reminded creation itself that mercy has limits, and vengeance does not.